TIFU by causing a Windows update on the lighting control PC during the show.
This story is the most embarrassing thing that happened to me in all my life, and it still haunts me to this day. It is literally a tech's worst nightmare. So this happened a while ago. I was tasked with programming and operating the lights for our school's annual play. We had a fairly complex rig, and I spent 4 days just sitting at my laptop programming the scenes for the play and doing some test runs. There were moving heads, motor-controlled spotlights, programmed precisely on different positions and timings on stage. The songs were all time-coded so that I didn't need to trigger the light scenes manually, and for the end there were 4 confetti cannons programmed to trigger for the grand finale. It was perfect. The rehearsals went flawless on my end. There were some problems with people forgetting their lines and general timing, but I was skipping school with permission and having the time of my life. The dress rehearsal went well and we were all hyped for the final performance. Then the day of the show came and I was exited to show our work off. And everybody came to see. Our parents, teachers and nearly every student came for the grand premiere on a cold Friday night. The auditorium was crammed, pre-COVID. Then it began. The first 2 acts went well and I was surprisingly chill sitting at the controls. But then, my laptop started to lag badly. I couldn't figure out why, and the timecode was slowly getting out of sync. The song ended and I cut the lights. When it was time for the next scene, the lag got so bad it wouldn't let me trigger it. The lights were out and I was presented with an application not responding screen. At this point I panicked. Everybody was staring at me as I frantically tried to reboot the software.
It wasn't working, and then I realized my crucial mistake. I didn't have a backup for the controls. The stage was dark as I restarted the laptop and ordered someone backstage to dim up the spotlights manually. It was okay, I thought to myself. Just this restart and I'm good to go again. In horror I realized that Windows thought it would be a good idea to do some software updates while restarting. My laptop was not the greatest and only had an old and slow HDD built into it. This caused the slowest Windows update in existence, with a speed of approximately 1% per minute. It was at this point I finally realized what caused the lag. Earlier that day I connected the laptop to the internet to download the newest version of the show file from Google Drive.
This caused many updates to download in the background, as this laptop wasn't connected to the internet in a long time. We were rehearsing usually until 8 p.m. the past days, and that's where Windows set the end of the standard usage time. The show started at 8 p.m. that day and Windows started processing the updates just then, which caused all the lag on my slow-ass laptop. The damage was done. The update finished just 10 minutes after the show ended. Nearly all effects and scenes I programmed for the second half were never seen. The show was colorless, and on and off of the spotlights at the start and end of each scene. The cast was pissed and I was on the edge of tears. I disappointed everyone and basically ruined the entire show. For the next shows I had 2 laptops running just in case, with Windows updates turned off for 7 days. And that's the moral of the story. Always have a backup.
TLDR, I was running the lights for a school play when I caused a Windows update which blocked me from controlling anything until the show ended. Stupid me had no backup for an occasion like this, so everyone was mad at me for ruining the show.
Well, on a good note, you have learned a lesson when running presentations on hardware of any kind. Patch beforehand, or have a backup device if needed. Run it simultaneously so you can do a couple plugs and you're good to go. Sorry about the chaos though. That is tough to deal with for sure. I'm about 15 years out of date on theater tech, but is it common to use a Windows PC as a lighting console? I know the pros have special purpose gear for this that doesn't do background updates during a show. I realize you're in high school, so maybe this was the best budget solution available? Yeah, this is a bummer. A backup of something like this isn't always that practical.
Moral of the story: never update past Windows XP. Use Mac OS or Linux, they don't pull this crap like Windows does. You choose when to update, if you want to at all.
I once had a DMX port fail on a fixture during the second act of a show. Cheap eBay fixture. And lost connectivity to my lights, causing them to act up. So I know the feeling. You never know when things are going to go wrong. And it's always at the worst time. More than one lesson here. First, never have a critical production system have a single point of failure. If it's really important, you need 3 so that when one fails, you still have a spare. 2 as 1. 1 as none. If you or your client accept less, risk is also being accepted. Second, never use MS Windows for anything that might be considered critical. You can kill update services, network access, but that's just putting lipstick on a pig. Windows hangs, connects to wireless services randomly, and stores its updates until random reboots. If you must use Windows, control updates. Third, production systems get updated when you have time to crash and burn. If you don't have time to wipe it and load a backup, reinstall Windows in the Microsoft world. You don't have time to update. The mistake was the school forcing you to use your own laptop. Use Linux and this won't happen. I feel your pain. Used to be in a band that ran all our audio on a ThinkBook running Windows. It only crashed once, but right in the middle of a 3-hour show. Thankfully we got up and twinning pretty quick. But the panic we all felt. No thanks. I worked for a company that offered live streaming services. We had a few different rigs that we used for streaming, with some having control laptops running Windows. On those laptops, sometimes the drivers for the video I/O hardware would crash in a way that could only be fixed by rebooting the machine. So, I had a streaming gig for a regular client company. We'd stream their staff meeting every week worldwide. It was a simple setup that I could prepare in 5 minutes by myself. But I still arrived an hour beforehand just in case. As I was setting up the stream, the driver crashed. No problem. I'll just reboot. But it's actually, update and reboot. And Windows starts installing an update. And it's a big one. So I'm biting my nails as it takes about 55 minutes of the hour I have for Windows to finish this update and finally boot up. And luckily, I could finish the setup just in time and get through the stream without issues.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.